The podcast at kcaaradio.com.
KCAA. Hey, welcome to another episode of Palmtrees in Progress presents on NBC KCAA 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1050 AM in the Inland Empire and worldwide on all streaming platforms. I'm your host, Erick Osario, and joined with us as always is the better half of the show, Andrew Berkeley, Big Dog Tavares. Oh, love it. Yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker. Loving that cowboy hat. Save horse, ride a cowboy. And joined with us as always is our senior correspondent, Jose Luis Guiton.
What is on your head, dude?
Thank you, partner.
He just said thank you. Well, yes, for some of the listeners who may not be watching the live stream on kcaaradio.com or isn't watching on YouTube, Palmtrees in Progress presents, Andrew is sporting one of the most honky-tonk, badonka-donk loving hat I've ever seen in my life. Is that a little bit from spring? Oh, no, Jose's giving us a thumbs down. Did you get that from seeing the spring training?
No, this is from a giveaway last year. This room's full of Angel stuff from all the giveaways, so I just saw it right there. I felt like it was a good time to show some love to the team.
It was, Andrew, great time. It was the best, honestly. Looking pretty sick. So, as always, we got a great show planned for the listeners. We'll be chopping it up, going over some news articles that we skimmed and pretend to read, as well as getting into some headlines and all that. And then also, I think a big percentage of the listeners are loving our dating advice. So, I don't know if it's successful. I'd argue it's not, but we're going to definitely answer some unsolicited dating advice from Reddit. Before that, we will be introducing our guest, James Vega. So, Theo, do you want to take it away from there?
Let's do proper introduction.
Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead, since we have him live with us right now. Let's go ahead and give him a proper introduction.
Said I'll take some help, yeah. Said I'll take some help, yeah. Said I'll take some help, yeah. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. I get by with a little help from my friends. Now, ain't that right?
Ain't that right? Man, that song actually speaks volumes for this because, James and I go back probably close to almost 25 years. We used to work at the Bros back in the day. And James was always one of the smarter guys that left early, man. He pulled the pin early and he said, I'm out. And became a very successful realtor and pretty much, stayed afloat through everything, man. All the crash of, 08 and whatnot. He's an inspiring dude, man. Every time I talk to this guy, he definitely motivates me. And just the network that this guy has and he's built for himself and everybody around him speaks volumes. So without further ado, James Vega.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
What up, James? How's it going, man?
Good, guys. How you guys doing?
A lot better now that you're here, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Nice to meet you guys, man. Not in person, but I'm sure I will.
Yes, yeah. That's what. Speaking of in person, there's something that's opening up pretty soon, right? That we were talking about. That's where I might be able to go meet you in person.
Yeah, man. If you want to hit him up and maybe introduce yourself a little bit, James, and let everybody know who you are, man. What you do.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah. Well, like Jose said, back when we knew each other. Youngsters, so
this wasn't around.
I kind of that didn't exist. You just can't see mine because I take it off. But yeah, no, I have a brokerage there in Rancho Cucamonga and an appraisal company that I started back in 2004 out of Moreno Valley. So and now I'm more on the investment side, but what we got going on right now is that some of my guys that I work with for the last 15 years, we the real estate pretty much gave me the platform to work with these guys for the last 15 years. So I've done a lot of the real estate investments, and we've partnered up and done a bunch of stuff. And I've always loved the boxing game. So being around it for so many years put me in a position to where I actually found them a location in Moreno Valley to start up their boxing gym, I guess you could say. But they already had one, but not to the level that they have at this point. And my friend and client Robert Garcia is obviously, World Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year this past year. So with the crazy resume when it comes to professional boxing. So anyways, he was looking for a place. We found it. We negotiated it. I started up a youth program. I've coached pretty much my whole life. Since I left high school, I started coaching in different sports. We always had with Jose a little passion for like the little sporting things. So, we just kept it going with the youth. So right now we got this youth program going on with the city, big old deal. And we have this huge grand opening, expecting quite a bit of people to come out. A lot of political figures have been involved, a lot of support throughout the community, and pretty big deal, man. Pretty excited. Like I said, real estate has just kind of opened up the door to be able to give something back when it comes to like the youth and showing them and paving the way for them. So there's a lot of that needed, especially in the IE, as you guys know, and especially the city where I finished growing up, which was Moreno Valley. I ventured out there when I was 18 years old, bought my first property, and then I pretty much stayed out there. So seeing the kids and Dylan even coaching at a high school level, it's important. So it's pretty exciting to bring it out to the community and allow them to take advantage of the athletic brains that we have out there. So it's going to affect a lot of kids. It's pretty exciting, and we're looking forward to it for sure.
Oh man, that's awesome! Congrats on the opening. So when was the grand opening date? I'm sorry.
March 8th. March 8th. We have we're opening up. We pretty much took up the whole section of the north end of the parking lot. There's a round one bowling location there in that whole parking lot. We're taking up that whole section. So we'll have vendors, live music, stuff for the kids. It's just a big ordeal. And of course, we have a ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce there. We have county supervisors coming out. Of course, the city mayor, which has showed us a lot of support in coming to the city, and the presentation of a lot of you'll have a lot of championship professional boxers there live in person there supporting the whole situation. So a lot of local businesses get involved. So it obviously it's a good movement all the way around. For everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, for everyone. So man, that'd be great if you guys can come out and see what we got for everybody that's listening. It's like I said, it's great.
You guys listen, it's the 8th. It's this Saturday, the 8th in Moreno Valley. You guys should know where round one is. Go check it out. Grand opening.
It's a great price, too. Great entry fee.
Yeah, hey, what's my kind of... I could afford that.
Exactly.
Free 99.
And that's awesome. Take the family there. I might have to take my little 9-year-old. It's never too early to learn self-defense and, throw them hands and stuff. And what a great way! What a great place and stuff. So,
for sure.
James, you talked a little bit about obviously the platform. What inspired you to do that, man? What I know we're but let the listeners know where and what that what keeps motivating you to move forward with that.
Ironically, I met Mikey Garcia, which is a 4-time division world champion. I met him in 2010. We started working, established a good working relationship, trust, and now we're partners on the real estate end after so many years, and I've worked with the entire family. But when I met him, ironically, his parents are from one town over from where my parents are from in Michoacan, Mexico. So, being that first generation in this country, it was just one of those things where we want to we want to build something different, right? We want to leave a different mark, leave a different mark, and set a good example, which we'll be talking about it a lot with these kids. Of course, it's kind of like don't allow any stereotypes to take place, in our world, of course. So it's just building. My motivation with that was building a relationship with everybody that I deal with, but in particular, I built a great relationship with this particular family, and they were about making money in the sport, and we were about making sure that they didn't end up like 75% of the athletes that lose everything.
Yeah.
Right. So, but you definitely have to work with them and protect their money like it's yours. And over the years, obviously, you get to a position where they have so much trust to where they allow you to get artistic with it and allow you to use them as a platform to affect a lot of other children, on a level where they're boxers, they're trainers, but they're not trying to spend that much time or just simply can't to build stuff like this. So on the back end, there's a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of red tape you got to go through and a lot of political things that you have to jump and hurdles that you got to jump that a lot of people just throw in the towel, so you got to be patient, and you got to have the right people on your team to be able to put stuff like this together. And being that they're a great family and being that not even a cultural thing, it's just that they're great individuals and they're giving individuals. When I speak with they, it's Mikey, Robert Garcia, obviously the trainer, and their father that's now 80 years old. And he is he's obviously a recognized figure in boxing. It was me wanting to help them build that situation. So I'm happy to do so. It's been exciting. We've been working on it for like the last just about a year, getting everything situated, and it's been jumping through hurdles and getting stuff approved. And as you can imagine, I won't get into that because it's a whole list of things that we had to get through to do it. But my motivation is the hurdles that we have to jump, because then there's no reward if we don't. So getting to this point, getting to Saturday has been quite the adventure. I still have to work tonight, I still got to fulfill some stuff with the city. I still got to fulfill, even till the moment, an hour and a half before we open the doors. The fire department has to be there. We gotta fulfill fire requirements, make sure everything is good. It just doesn't stop. That's the back end stuff that a lot of people don't see.
Right.
But it has to be done. And it's just great to put something together where thousands of people are going to be there, and thousands of kids are going to be there, and they're going to see that there's actually people out there that are still wanting to do things to positively influence the youth. And nothing behind it. It's just doing it. It's just doing it. So there's that personal gratification that we live for, man. That's it.
No, definitely. I mean, it sounds like from what you're explaining, all the behind the scenes, it shows that there's easier ways to make a buck. Like, you're doing it for the love and to help the community and all that, man. So, like, hats off to you. Much love for that. Like, that's amazing to hear. Especially, you said you were out in Moval from 18?
18 years old. Yeah, I was 18 when I first bought out there, and I ended up staying out there pretty much permanently at 19 years old. Yeah. I love it out there. I got a lot of loved ones that stay out there, and I would hit round one a lot when I was in college. But I remember in high school when I heard of house parties, and they were like, "Oh, it's over here in Moval," and I was like, I think I'm just gonna. You would cringe, huh?
Yeah. Well, not that I would cringe. I'd be like, I think I'm gonna chill. I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna chill with my mom tonight. Play some Clue.
Your decisions that keep you here, right? Yeah, that's
exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not known for. The thing is that it's tough for people to do things.
Right.
It's tough for people to put stuff together.
Yeah.
There's the financial aspects of it, of course, and then you got to have a lot of patience as well to go through everything that you need to go through to accomplish it, and it makes it very easy to just quit. Sure. You just throw in the towel. You're just like, if I'm gonna have to do this and this and this and this, I'm gonna stop.
It's kind of like
we can have that conversation forever.
It's kind of like the Angels, like in April, May. They usually just throw in the towel.
What's going on, man?
And they just say like, So maybe we could hook up Andrew with some lessons too, because I don't know. Do you wearing that hat, brother? You're gonna get picked on a lot.
This guy wins one real World Series in his life, and he's just always just bragging.
We were talking about the importance of being a
one.
community leader, and, and he's going to attack our team like that.
Ask James what he was doing at World Series, Game 1 of the World Series. Ask that guy what he was doing.
What were you up to, James?
Yeah, I was flipping out, man. Yeah, I was flipping out. Yeah, for sure.
Who's your team?
I'm a lifetime Dodger fan, man.
No, I can tell.
From watching Kurt Gibson in 1988 as a kid to actually being there for the replay with our boy. So yeah, with Freddie. So we were. I got to see both of them. One of them on the television, a little wooden television that we had, and then the second one was live. Behind home plate.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Even as an Angels fan, I got to get that's some dope stuff right there. Hey,
Eric, that is the best thing you've ever said, man.
Speaking of which, Andrew, give us a little recap and fill in on how was spring training, man. How were the drinks in the Arizona sun, bro? How was everything?
It was good, dude. It was a fun time. Me, my dad, and my brother, we went out there, just us three.
Shirts off.
Woke up early Saturday, drove out there, and then just enjoyed it. We caught an Angels win for the first time in a while, so that was cool. But no, dude, it was a good time. Nothing too crazy. And then we just went out to Scottsdale after the game, and just us three hung out, dude. Listened to some country music, some live music, and just enjoyed ourselves. Honestly, it was a great time.
Shout out to Scottsdale, I guess.
Yeah, shout out to Scottsdale. We just went out there to celebrate my dad's birthday too. Just give him a fun baseball weekend. We try to go to spring training every year.
Happy belated, Nino.
Luckily for us, the Angels make the tickets reasonable. That's for sure. Because if you try to go to a Dodgers spring training game, it was $100.
Oh, so what were you guys grabbing tickets for?
What'd you say?
Well, how much were you guys paying for the tickets for the Angels?
I think it was like $25 each.
So, more than regular season tickets.
I was gonna say that's crazy.
The cost is talent based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta pay Ohtani, brother.
Got rid of that one.
Can't defer those prices forever, dude.
I don't even pay those tickets in the season. Like regular season tickets aren't even that expensive.
Not if you get a voucher.
I mean, game one of the World Series is one of those things where my fiance was like, "Why are we doing this?" And I said, and when I was walking out, I said, "There's your answer."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
That was one of my. Honestly, that was one of the best baseball plays I've seen in a while. Where I'm just like goosebumps. Where I'm like, "Dang, dude, this is like the love of baseball. Like my love of baseball just came out. Where I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's the Dodgers. Like just that
smell
moment
of hot dogs,
incredible.
Stay
yeah.
James, this is the time where
it was amazing.
This is the time of the show where I make Andrew cringe because I always talk about how great of an athlete he is, but he's always so humble about it, and he gets that look. You see that look? He always gets that look.
Dude, that thing that you do when you throw the football.
I'll send you his highlights later on, dude. But you know what, man? I can't pass the I guess the opportunity, man. Speaking of great athletes, one of the reasons that James and I reconnected is we had a God, man, I don't even want to say a friend, more of a brother that passed away, Jeffrey Martin, man. We love you. Haven't forgot about you, man. Every time I talk about a white guy running with speed, and during the Super Bowl, something came up, right, with the gentleman, the corner, or was he safety for the Eagles, right? And they're talking about, like, man, that white dude could run, and da-da-da. And, of course, I think of our boy, Jeff. And, man, this guy was one of the best athletes I've ever seen. When he ran, you could see the grass literally just rip, like, behind him. He just ran violently.
The horse.
And yeah, man, we lost him way too soon, man. So shout out to him. And like I said, I know, he was a brother to James, and, we had a great opportunity. And I think, our relationship now still, it stems from that. You know what I mean? So we reconnected because of that. So love you, Jeff. Miss you, man.
Shout out, Jeff. Sorry for you guys' loss. That's heavy stuff right there, guys. Yeah.
Sorry, definitely. But, James, like one thing I wanted to just say is that, thank you, dude, for giving back to the community. Like I said, I have a huge love for sports. I'm very grateful for the coaches I had growing up and just like in the community. And it's always inspired me.
Which coach did you say taught you how to kiss?
Oh my gosh. This guy. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, it's awesome and amazing to hear someone like, just giving back and just thinking about like the youth, thinking about, giving them a place to go and train, to fight. And, and just to never stop. Like you said, there's so much red tape there, but you got to push past it. And people are lucky. It's a blessing.
All the kids he's keeping out of trouble.
There's a lot of kids that are missing that figure, Right. And I had a coach personally that coached in Fontana for 43 years, and we always looked up to him. I mean, he was hard. The dude would rip us a new one, but
legendary coach.
But yeah, but he's we've always stayed in contact and communication. With both of his sons are good friends, and it's just one of those things. I mean, we grew up around these dudes that were just selfless when it came to that, And I have some of my kids that reach out to me. They're in college, and they'll reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, coach, this, that, or whatever, just for advice and that's where you give back, man. I mean, you can't give nothing. You can't, it's the best thing you could do is give back to these youth. I started young. I was out young, so it was one of those things like, hey, go figure it out type deal, which was rough at the time. But, at the end of the day, it paid off for me personally because it was like, hey, you gotta man up and you got to do it early, so you make it's a real difference maker, man. It's a real motivating factor and you don't think so, but when a kid graduates and then, a few years later, they're reaching out to you and they're about to graduate college and they're just like, it's whatever you told them still sticking. Then it's where it's like, damn, I've hung up the phone a few times where I'm in conversations and I'm thinking like, what if I wouldn't have said that?
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, say it.
Yeah.
Because, with some kids, it's going to stick. And I had a young man reach out to me today on a real estate level, and he was one of the kids that I was coaching. And I didn't know him like too well, but he followed me on social media and he came up on a real estate deal up north. And he's like, I don't know anybody else that really does what you do. He's like, so I hope, you can help me out and give me your insight. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know where you hit them.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, for sure. It kind of surprised me, to be honest with you. But then, but that's, we don't do it for that. But at the end of the day, it's crazy how it works. I'll share with you guys too, because I'm so busy working with this gym, and it's one of those things where you let off the gas a little, not really, but I mean, I stay still busy with real estate stuff. And we're setting up this gym, and I have a wholesaler in real estate reach out to me. He's like, hey, I have a property that needs to be sold as is, cash, off market. And Robert, the trainer, is actually looking to buy real estate there close to the gym because he has a lot of these kids coming in from other states, and he needs where, they're getting Airbnbs and staying. And to be honest with you, Robert actually, where he was training is a ranch with a warehouse in the back where they trained for the last 10 years. And that house was full of 15 kids that he housed for nothing, just to train them, So if you guys make it out to the gym, which is like an artistic, I mean, it's a timeline of like 50 years worth of boxing, right? And there's kids that he started training, as young men. Bam Bam, for example, Bam Bam Rodriguez, world champion, one of the best, featherweight champions right now in the sport. And he was training him as a little boy.
Crazy.
And in the timeline, it shows the years that went by and how he turned him into a champion and how he's a world champion now, So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and going back to what I was saying with the property thing, with the real estate thing, is that he's looking to buy property there, and this one just falls on my lap. And we just closed it, and we closed it at a huge discount. It's a great looking property, and I'm an appraiser, so I know what it's worth, right? So we got about $120,000 discount on the property, and it's literally right across the street from the gym. Like it just fell on my lap, So it's kind of like it's always worked out that way where, that's what we want to teach these kids too. It's just not about you,
Right.
You guys are going to see something that I wrote in that gym as you're walking out, above the door, because obviously everybody is going to look at that same damn door. There's only one exit door, right? And above that door, it's just a reminder. And I put on there a reminder, what's given can be taken, right? Like freaking the present is a gift.
Yep.
Stay humble and work harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel that even, you know, from a real estate standpoint, and we've always talked about like the youth and stuff here. And I think a lot of it goes back to kind of like the way we grew up, right? And we all come from the same, you know, we're cut from the same cloth. What do you say now to some of these, like, you know, like Andrew's, what, 28, Andrew? How old are you?
Yeah.
28 years old. What do you say to these 28 to, let's say, 30, 32, 35-year-old, you know, as far as like the real estate market goes? Like, how do you get their hopes up in the sense of, like, especially out here in California?
I'm paying attention to this one.
The difference between somebody that's going to make it, you know, I was able to buy real estate at a young age. I qualified because the prices were less, right? It's the long game in everything that you do, right? If I could plant a palm tree right now, or at least let's just compare it to a sago palm, right? It grows a millimeter a year, right? It's just like, and you know I'm a landscaper, Jose, right? Right? So I
love that he said palm tree too. Let's go.
You know, yeah, I mean, it takes time. You know, I had, I'll give you a perfect example. Is it tougher for somebody at 28 to buy a property? Yes. But what are you getting yourself into, right? You're looking at $500,000 minimum now, right? Yeah. Well, qualify for 250 and find somebody that could do the other 250. Someone's going to pay for it, right? Someone's going to pay for it.
Are you guys
it's
listening
just
to that?
like, now you got to get
James is
you
just kicking down game. Soak that up, listeners.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you look at it, you have to structure it. It's got to be, you have to put it together. You know, it's just like, how are we going to make this happen? Oh, we got to maneuver in order to make it happen. So now you just take a $500,000 investment and divide it by 2. Now it just became very possible, right? Yeah. Now find somebody with the right mindset that you can do it together with, right? It is what it is. And people are like, oh, I don't have anybody I can trust. Well, then you're in the wrong circle. You better find better friends.
Yeah,
man. You know,
all these are loaded questions, by the way, guys. I trust me. I know this guy, and I know he has knowledge. So
yeah. No, I mean, I've leveraged. I'm just going to keep it simple, just with this particular family, right? I look at the Garcias, for example, and they were individuals that were good at what they did and what they currently do, right? So then you're good at what you do, and you have to leverage on each other. And it's just, people are like, we leverage on banks, we leverage on so many different things, but when you put it all together, you're like, okay, this makes sense, right? So if you're trying to invest and you don't have the right people, you have to find the right people to leverage off of. And that's like my favorite word, because I remember I started at 19 in this industry that I'm in, and I've never looked back. And it was funny because I was young. I was just like, I'm just going to fake it till I make it, right? And if I didn't have an answer, I was like, I'm going to figure it out. Yeah. I mean, we used to actually have to go open up a book to figure it out, right? Yeah. I mean, now you could just chat GPT it. You know what I mean? And you got the answers to absolutely everything. There's no excuse.
Word of the day.
Yeah. I mean, you have no excuse. There's no excuse now. So there's just laziness, you know, and that's just as simple as it gets. So if you want to figure it out, be around it. A lot of people are not around it, and a lot of people. One of the things that I hate, you guys, and I'm gonna be honest with you, is that these guys that put these seminars together and they talk about charging you $2-3 grand to go listen to how great they are. No one cares.
It sounds like a rap concert.
Yeah, like nobody cares. Like, okay, so you did it, and you talk about other people's money, and it's okay. Well, why don't you sit down with me one-on-one and tell me how to do this? Like, how can I put something together? Mm-hmm. You know, how can I figure out, you know, how I can benefit or I can invest for myself? Or if you teach me one-on-one, that's a different story. But if you invite me to a seminar of 1,000 people that walk out all hyped up when they left, and then 2 days later they're right back where they started, you just took my money.
Yeah, that's how I started selling vacuums and knives.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, you know. So it's unfortunate, but you know what? It's doable. Everything's possible. Even with the values where they're at, the prices where they're at, there's still things that you could purchase. And people don't want to buy on the outskirts. For example, when I moved to Moreno Valley, they're like, Moreno Valley. I mean, you got off of the main street in Paris, and it was still dirt roads.
Yeah.
Right. And I brought an investor out in 2009. I bought a property in 2011 for $70,000, right? And I remember buying that property. And as a matter of fact, I bought it together with Jeff's dad.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, and I called him, and
shout
he
out
worked
Dan the
for
Man.
Dan the Man, right? And Dan the Man now has his real estate license with me, right?
Let's
and he's
go.
the one that got me my. I'll tell you guys.
Share
that
this story,
He
please,
got
yeah.
me my job at Stater Brothers when I was 15 and a half, and now he's one of my agents.
There's a long and again, guys, I know this is
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy, right?
Awesome.
There's such a long line of history with,
and he's invested. He's invested with me, you know. And I called him. I remember in 2011, I called him. I said, "Hey, I have a property. They want 70,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, half an acre. You want to buy it? Well, why don't you buy it?" I said, "Well, I bought my parents a house. I bought my mother a house, and that house, unfortunately, is upside down, so I can't finance anything." I said, "I'll put the money. You put the credit." It's funny that we're talking about, hey, find somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm giving you a perfect example. And one day, Jose, you could talk to Dan, and he's like, okay. And I said, 7,000. He's like, what's the down? I said, we got $18,000 that we're going in. I'm going to get paid money to sell you the property. I'm going to put it right back in there, right? I'm going to put the difference because I got the capital, just not the credit and the time, right? Because of the house, because it was upside down. Everybody's house was upside down in that freaking time, right? So it was what it was. But we structured it to get it so cheap. The lady that was losing it owed $380.
wow.
And we got it for $70, right? When everything was going backwards. Now, the payment on it was $350. We rented it out for $1,100, and we sold it a few years ago for $400. I had a guy that I brought, right? And he told me, "Dad, we should have bought more." Yeah, we should have, but you were all scared, right? You were all scared, which is crazy, right? Now, think about it. And here's the things that we have to teach these kids, though. When it turns around, because all these markets turn around, to me, it was simple math. If I'm dropping $18,000 into a house, I have $18,000 in the bank. $18,000 is not giving me a free $600 a month.
Yeah.
At any bank, plus the equity that it went up. Right. I remember bringing a gentleman out from San Diego, and I said, "Hey, sir, you should really buy, like, there's a whole bunch of properties on the street for sale, and they're all under 100,000. He said, "Young man, this is junk. There's not a house on that street right now that's less than $500,000.
Oh, you said in San Diego? What was that last one?
No,
He came from San Diego, but I brought him to Moreno Valley.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, and I'll never forget him because he's like, "Young man, this is all junk."
It's right next to Sonora Grill, one of the best spots on Moville, dog.
Yeah.
It's popping
right
over there.
right across the street from the courthouse, buddy. There you go.
Yeah.
If you commit a crime. Yeah. So no, but it's even in that time you got to get creative.
Yeah.
I got to get creative. You know, and you sell, and people, and a lot of people will ask me too, Jose, like, you survived it when the market crashed. How you get creative? You know how to leverage. You connect dots. You tell people, okay, this makes perfect sense. Can you imagine if I told you guys right now I had a property for one of my kids? I have a gym. I have a gym in Riverside that I opened up for one of my guys on the real estate side, but he's more of a fitness guy.
Uh-huh.
So I have real estate mavens. I have fitness mavens in Riverside as well, right? It's just a personal training gym for one of my guys because, like I said, he's all about the fitness. I offered him a house when he was 21 for $50,000, and he didn't buy it. He didn't buy it. Until this day, he doesn't have a house.
Man.
Right? He doesn't, he just didn't know how, he didn't know how to look at it like, okay, this could be a potential investment, you know?
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to sit there and convince him.
Right.
You know? I told him you didn't have to live there.
That's the hard part.
Yeah. So it's, it gets a little sticky with it, but yeah, no, it's still doable with the real estate stuff. I know it's really discouraging for a lot of people because of where the prices are at, but you got to find where to buy stuff. I would encourage anybody that wants to buy, like, you're 28, Andrew, and if you can qualify for something, even if it's in the outskirts, as long as it's an hour and a half away. I have a triplex in Barstow that I'm going to be selling, right, in the threes.
And there you go, dude. And that's something I've always thought about, multi-family units, because you can live in one, you can rent out the other ones. You can have it paid.
How far is it from the Del Taco Barstow?
I mean, there's everything there, but the thing is that people don't think towards the future.
Right, exactly.
I mean, they just. I mean, when people would tell me, why would I go to Moreno Valley when I could just be in Riverside? Because in Riverside you're paying the same price for a 1950 house, and in Moreno Valley you get a 1990 house.
Yeah.
And it's only 10-minute difference. And now they wish they would have just got something a little bit further east, which is not even that big of a difference.
Yeah, and I drive to Laughlin pretty frequently, so I drive through Barstow, and I'm like, when did all these restaurants pop up? Like, it's like popping over there, and I'm like, do we not just get Del Taco this time? Because there's a bunch of other joints that look pretty good.
I would have people come out from Los Angeles, and they'll tell me, like, hey, well, you know, I did a lot of work in my place, and they go, yeah, this is nice, man. Why'd you do it here? It's so far. I'm like, it's so far from you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, so it's just like, it's where you build it.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
It's just one of those things. I mean, I know I'm going to get that question too, and Robert will get that question. It's like, oh, why Moreno Valley?
Yeah. Because
they need it. Because they don't have anything going on. Right?
Yeah.
And that's why these cities don't grow. That's why you have the San Bernardinos.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you don't have anybody with enough passion to build something. That's the problem. So you got to take. I don't know. I've always been that mindset of like take nothing into something, right? So that's the gratifying aspect of it. And the same thing with real estate. You know, when you take somebody that thought that they couldn't do it, you know, and you do it, it's really gratifying, man. There's something about it.
Yeah, well, go on, Andrew. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just gonna say, it reminded me of like the Field of Dreams. You know, if you build it, they will come. You know, kind of just like.
If you guys make it out this weekend to the gym, and it's not to brag at by any level, but it is the most beautiful boxing gym, hands down, anywhere. I mean, it is a masterpiece. That's exactly what it is. So there was no cutting corners on anything. I mean, everything from the inside. It is 6,000 square feet of wrapped, just freaking boxing history.
I'd like to get an episode. I'd like to get an episode of the after the gym opens, where me just getting beat up in the ring.
There's plenty of those videos.
Yeah,
dude.
But at least this one will be promoting the trainer. So it's like,
take a body shot.
Yeah,
it's got a section there on the inside where it has an interview section. So they'll be there for you to be able to do it like what you guys are doing. You know, inside the gym. So it's
awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Getting beat
up.
Very,
very. it's a beautiful facility. I mean, there's a lot of thought behind it, and you know, quite a few heads that you know, the good thing about it too, we don't even think about it at the end of the day. And you know, they were cleaning it up today in the floors and retouching them and the gentleman that partnered up with Robert, the gentleman that I've been working with the last year, and he partnered up with Robert. He's a general contractor, and he's Robert Garcia's, like I said, his business partner now, and he's super meticulous about everything. So it was kind of like he fell from the sky, you know. Yeah. I initiated it, and then he comes in and says, "Hey, I'm going to do this and this and this," and I'm like, "Okay." So you guys will see a before and after from the day that I met him, because he started talking about what he was going to do. Let me take a picture with this guy real quick. Let's see what we're going to build here, right? And now that it's done, it's crazy. It's crazy. So we took just a blank canvas and just turned it into a beautiful facility. So it's really cool, man. It's cool, and it's so nice that it's local.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stop by. Hey, James, we're gonna step into another segment. Are you able to stick around with us?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Oh, awesome. Okay, should we? Andrew has this segment he's been trying to get to as a got a little news article going on.
Is this racist?
So are we
not
doing
that one.
Do you have anything queued up?
No.
All right. So
I thought that was your segment, Jose.
Thank you, Andrew.
Hey, are we lifting the band?
Only after I show you that video.
Okay.
Palmtrees in Progress presents the news. Palmtrees in Progress presents the news. All right, Andrew. So, which is the article you wanted to present?
I only have one. I didn't know. I thought you came came in with a few, but I mean, the only one I sent you was that.
I came in with a few. You know what? Just to kind of lighten the mood, you guys, I'm gonna show you guys a video, and I just want to kind of get your guys' like thoughts on it and reactions. Give me 2 seconds. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and it is cracking off right here. All right, let's go. Okay, so this is a wedding. People did this little wedding vows over here, and saw it on Instagram. And let me just get your thoughts after.
You honor me as long as I'm alive. When it's tough, I will not run. I'll stick right by your side. Woo! You held it down when I declared a war on my own pride. With zero hesitation, I am making you my wife. Do you want something real?
Yeah.
Hey, William, tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
We love me every day.
Yeah.
We buy your heavy pay.
Yeah. Do you want something real?
Yeah.
Will you always tell me how you feel?
Yeah.
Will you love me every day?
Yeah.
Bow your head and pray.
Yeah.
Y'all like that?
Woo! Yeah, I did. Okay, so
Don't let Merce see that, James, please. You guys are planning the wedding.
No,
let Merce see that.
I gotta ask. What? So that was like.
We sound a lot better than that, bro. Trust me.
So what do we think about that one? Was that like an awesome video? Because that might have been the best video, like wedding vows. I've got a few weddings. I used to DJ weddings. I worked at a lot of weddings. And I don't think I've ever heard more beautiful vows. How did that make all you guys feel? What are your thoughts on that?
Besides cringy?
Yeah, I was gonna say in the beginning, I was confused what was going on, and I'm like,
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw too, like James is just shaking his head. Listeners, James is just shaking his head. It was insane. I was just scrolling my Instagram and it ruined my afternoon. I saw this and oh man, I just can't imagine being at that wedding. Imagine being at that wedding and then seeing these people. What an appropriation? Am I right?
Son, you're gonna do what?
That's a divorce.
I might actually have to stand up after that when they say, "Does anybody object?" I'm like, that was insane. You guys need to go to the loony bin.
He's all, yeah. I object.
I think the caption. I got to read the caption again, but it's like, when both you guys rap and you guys are getting married.
They should have put it up on Reddit first.
Somewhere in the Midwest, no?
You know it had to be, because I didn't see one pair of shoe in all of those people on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That thing had 70,000 likes. That's insane.
And it makes. What am I doing wrong?
Andrew, your TikTok dances. Come on. Man.
Yeah, man. If anyone's single and they see that video, they're gonna really go through like a deep spiral. They're like, "What? These people found love?"
You're like 2 peas in a pod, though, man.
You know what? True. You know they did so much acid in their life. They were micro-dosing on that wedding. All right, Andrew, do you want me to get your video ready?
Get that video ready. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Okay,
let me. Insane.
Let's see.
I came across this as well scrolling through Instagram, and I was pretty blown away.
Whale. What do we got here? Let's see it. There's no audio for this one? No, I don't think so. Oh.
There he went. Are you kidding me?
Pensé que me había comido ya y que me había tragado, pero claro, yo sentía que quizás era una orca. Habíamos estado hablando de orcas poco antes, entonces tenía eso en la cabeza. Pero ya cuando salí entendí que...
Dang,
claro,
Adrian seems like a thug.
Era por curiosidad que se había acercado la ballena o quizás como para comunicar algo.
No way. Did he really get swallowed up?
I mean, that's what the video said. Was it playing on your end, Andrew?
Pensé que había muerto, fue como claro, mucho terror.
When I watched it, so like the first thing I saw was him just get completely submerged, just eat him up, and then maybe like 2 seconds later, the whale like lets him go, maybe 2-3 seconds, and he was out there kayaking with his dad, and the dad just happened to turn the video on and just turn around and go like flip it back to his son, and the whale just came up, boom, engulfed him, ate him, and then spat him out.
Sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
It was crazy. But yeah, kid lived.
It froze. He spit him out.
Yeah. So the whale ends up
like he was too salty.
Yeah. Andrew said like his ex-girlfriend or something. I think is what Andrew said.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was a video that caught my eye this week. I had to share that one with you guys. I don't know if you guys saw it, but yeah, it was good, dude.
It was good that he made it.
Yeah. No, it was good. The kid lived. The father and son. And they had like scientists come out, and the scientists were saying there's just so much krill there that the whale was just probably taking a big bite of krill and didn't even realize the kid was there and spat him out because they don't eat. They don't eat humans.
In the name of.
He's like, I'm a vegan.
Are you joking me? I did like his poncho that he had on. It was a pretty sick poncho. I know it froze on your end, James. I'm sorry, but dude, after the fact, was rocking a poncho.
No, I didn't. I've never seen a human get spit out of a well. That's
crazy.
I think I read about it in a book once. Yeah. It's like I think I read about it in a book once. I forgot what it was.
I was like, that's why I don't mess with the ocean.
Okay, you guys, I think I have one more video queued up. Let me see this one right here. All right, this one I saw on Instagram today. Since I got us all kind of sad from the first one. Yeah. This one should get us all stoked up. It was let me just play this. So I guess they were playing out in Mexico. Foster the People were playing out in Mexico, and they had a mariachi band come out and rock. Do a little intro for them, which was also awesome. The caption for the listeners, it says, "Foster the People will get a lifetime membership to the Carne Asada."
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I gotta say, I can't even get credit for this, but I read on the comments. One of my favorite was "Pumped Up Chanclas." I think that's the whole reason I wanted to talk about that. I'm like, they said. The kids with the pumped up chanclas, and I was like, "Oh, dude!"
Yeah.
I wish I remembered who wrote that, but it was.
We have a mariachi coming out this weekend. See if they know how to play that.
Yeah. You know what? That's a great. It's something that you brought up that was great. For your birthday or something, like if you could have any song that the mariachi band, James, to play, what song would it be? I know Theo Luis over here is gonna be like Morrissey or something.
I might have a video.
I think Jose has a video.
You might think I'm playing.
I think I'm a mariachi singer, man. So.
Oh, nice! Heck yeah!
Yeah, Jose has to have me recorded.
100%.
Oh, okay. While you get that loaded up, Andrew, what about you? What band and what song would a mariachi band play? I know you love Guacamole.
Oh yeah,
they did that at my mom's thing, right? That was fun, dude.
And you wouldn't stop begging. No. Sure. I want one of your favorite songs, all genres. Okay, just to try to like kind of get it an idea. I'm going Blink 182. Damn it. So I guess this is growing up. Yeah. So something like that. If all-time favorite songs, is it still going to be Guacamole?
Yes, I'm still gonna go.
Son of a beast,
dude! It's just too
you
much
love
fun,
that
dude.
song. Oh man,
I just love the guy. Just every time, dude, the emphasis, and I think I've seen it from the same singer from the mariachis that we always have. It's just like the same guy, and he just does. He emphasizes the guacamole so good.
That's not a Freddie Fender song. Who sings that? Is it Freddie Fender? Who sings it? Theo, do you know?
I have no clue.
OG singer? Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, that's hilarious, Andrew. I love that. I love that.
The song can get me laughing, and also like he's still singing it pretty well. That's a perfect song.
So any Adam Sandler song?
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys don't forget this Saturday
I don't.
in Moval around the round 1 parking lot. There's going to be the grand opening for the gym. What was the gym name? I'm sorry, one more time, James.
Robert Garcia Boxing Academy.
Exactly. Robert Garcia Boxing Academy this Saturday, March 8th. Don't miss it. Grand opening. They're going to be cutting the ribbon. Bunch of stuff. Bring the family. What time does it start?
10 a.m.
One more time, I'm sorry?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. There you go. Go get a beautiful start to the day, and support the community.
Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it, James. On Last Minute,
sure,
man.
brother.
It's a great
Absolutely,
thing.
brother.
Did you get that song going?
No, I have a video. It's just it's of the mariachi, but I knew I had it. I had it.
Yeah, the way you did that made me feel.
You did record me, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
I'm
Let's see.
compunctuous about
This
it.
one. Hold on. Let's see.
You got me feeling
I just
compunctuous.
can't get the
Where
volume.
am I at, bro? I can't even see that. Where did you?
There's that one. Hold on.
What song is
you
it?
got
I don't remember. It was for your. God, was this your 40th? It might have
That's
been
the
your
word of the
40th.
day. That was the word of the day.
Yeah, I can't.
Compunctuous.
Compunctuous. Yeah. Hey, you used it in a sentence,
I
dude. I'm
did.
proud of you. Heck yeah.
Yesterday's was amoosh boosh. I was like, what the hell is that? Andrew,
Yeah.
do you know what that is? Berkeley boy?
No, but teach me what it is.
It's basically like an appetizer if you want to sound like a douchebag. Just be like, oh, any of the moosh boosh? The moosh boosh here? I think that's the best way to say it.
Yeah. No, I don't have it. Dang it, dude. But yeah, look at this. Look at this.
5 years ago, huh? Oh, there you go, man. Look at that.
Chales.
Yeah, I got it. I have to.
He's got me,
Yeah.
he's got me singing with the mariachi, man.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's my
I
thing.
can't find the
Hell
video.
yeah.
That's the Mexican in me, man.
Oh,
For
dude.
sure.
No, I have this joke where every time I try to hang out with my dad, he takes me to a Mariscos joint because it's just so loud. He's doing karaoke, so I can't get to know him. He's like, "Mijo, no, esta es mi canción.
Right.
Esta es mi canción. What the heck? What was I like when I was younger? I'm West. I'm gonna go sing, fool.
Funny, man.
All right, guys.
All right, brother. A pleasure meeting you guys, man.
It was-
Absolutely,
it was-
man.
it
Look
was
forward to
an
meeting
honor
you guys
meeting you,
in person
brother.
if you guys make it out.
Yes. Do you have anything you say? We got a little bit more before we have to get out of here. Do you have anything you want to say, James, before we get out of here?
No, man. I just, like I said, man, I look forward to for you guys and for anybody that's listening. I mean, it's something great that's being put together. Like I
right.
said, for families, for families, for youth. I know there's people coming in from all over the place to like bring their kids.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. It's something different, something to you don't get a lot of things that you get to share with youngsters that could teach them discipline, that could all the stuff that we learn in sports on a level where it can make a big difference. So it's just cool to be able to be a part of that, man. Like I said, I look forward to sharing it with everybody. So yeah, man. Whoever you guys can bring out,
Heck yeah.
support. It's awesome, man. For
Thanks
sure.
again for all you do, man. Inland Empire, come show out. Let's go. Theo, cuz you got anything you want to say before we
Good,
get out
man.
of here?
No, thank you guys again. Thank you, James, like I said. And yeah, so hopefully
Sure,
everybody
man.
shows up,
Thank
man.
you.
It's a good thing.
Andrew, you got anything you want to say?
James, I'm the same way, man. Thank you for taking the time to just speak with all of us today and just all the advice you give, dude, and what you're doing for the community. Like I said, I enjoy being able to run this show because of, the great people we had come on here and just everything that I, get to take in. I'm always just trying to learn, always trying to look up to, everyone that's already done it. And just having you, it's a great surprise, honestly, like just being able to be like, wow, I'm going to be able to go away from, take away from this, just like there's so much we can do. And, you prove it every day, what the work you're doing and how you're helping out the youth. And for me, that means a lot. I love when sports and giving back go hand in hand. You get to mold everybody. And that's why I love saying I love sports, because there's so much you can learn. You can teach people, you can learn from it. And, dude, I appreciate what you're doing and giving your time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, brother. It's the foundation of a lot of things. It really is, man. And that's good that you're a sponge, man, because that's what we try to instill in all these youngsters too. And everybody, everybody that you encounter, because I mean, there's a lot to be taught and there's a lot to be learned. So I'm grateful that I'm on that platform to be able to do it, man. Like I said, and just pass on good information and make a difference in a positive way, because all the rest just blows up in smoke, man. it doesn't really matter. So it's just kind of leaving that legacy. That's what's really important. So everybody has a different, has a different goal in life, and mine is leaving a mark in some way or form. So it's great, man. So you guys too as well, Jose can pass my information over to you guys, whatever you guys need, man. And if I could be of help in any way, I'd love to, man, for sure. Cool.
Thanks again, guys. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks for all the listeners for tuning into Palm Trees in Progress Presents every Tuesday at 7 p.m. live. And don't forget to check it out on all streaming platforms, Palm Trees in Progress Presents. Don't forget to check out our website, palmtreesinprogress.com, for all of our awesome merchandise. And we're going to be doing a lot more stuff, so follow on all of that. Thanks again, guys. Couldn't do it without y'all. See you next time. Bye.
Peace.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Paris Hilton scoring a
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamster.